Should be good now. All right. So today we're talking about the BlackRock incident. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about it. But BlackRock has decided to apply for Bitcoin ETF. So I'll explain each component and talk about why it's important. Because hold on, my Instagram is acting. What's the problem? Okay, so it's working fine now. So I'll be talking about the BlackRock proposition for a sports ETF. They've applied for a sports ETF. It's important to note that many people have applied for sports ETFs before in the US, in Canada, in Australia. It was only Canada that got approved by one of the funds there at the time, by the Security and Exchange Commission for Canada. But I want to talk about the significance of this application that it made and what it means generally for crypto and for Bitcoin. And I'm also going to drop it's not a prophetic prediction. It's a prophetic prediction partly, but it's a prediction that something is going to happen in 2020, 2030 that's going to change financial landscapes completely. Absolutely. It's probably going to be something in the realm of COVID. It might not be a COVID disaster. It might be a cybersecurity disaster or something. But I think by 2030, something is going to happen that's going to make the government of the world ask for more power grab. I talked about it about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, that usually the government uses disasters as opportunity for more overreach. And we've seen it from 9/11 to COVID-19. You see, how government has increased their powers, the emergency powers, to be able to do stuff that are not constitutional by their own laws and that are not democratic by their own ideals. But I think something of that nature is going to happen very soon. And I think that's going to force everybody to switch to digital currency. And they might even say that things like Bitcoin are illegal, or you might not be able to buy Bitcoin because all of it has been bought up by by the big boys. So let's talk about BlackRock. BlackRock is the biggest company shareholder in the world. They have shares in every single thing. You can check it up. It's not hearsay. They have the biggest shares in Microsoft. They have the biggest shares in Amazon. They have the biggest share in Tesla. They have the biggest share in Apple. They have the biggest shares everywhere. And well, who owns BlackRock? Unknown soldier. But understand that BlackRock is the most single powerful company in the world. I stand by that word. They are the most powerful company in the world. I believe they're owned by either the Rothschild or the Vanderbilt or one of these or a conglomeration of American old money, and they own everything across board. You might not see them anywhere, but if you check the top shareholders of the biggest companies in the world, BlackRock is always there. So what that tells us is that BlackRock is a very formidable force, maybe the most formidable force in the corporate world. And they will do what they want it to do. You will have to do what you want it to do. It's not debatable. They are the most powerful company, probably the most powerful company on the face of the earth, because they have majority shares in most of the biggest companies the biggest shares you'll find BlackRock there. And their capitalization is deep, very, very deep. Hold on a second. I need to double check before saying a renewed message about capitalization. Give me a second.
Well, the asset management is 8.59 trillion.
Market cap. Yeah, so their own market capitalization as a company is 105 billion. But yes, you're right, Bam Bam. the asset under management is in trillions. So the wealth management company, but you can be sure anywhere you're looking at, BlackRock is always there. So for BlackRock to say we want to start buying Bitcoin ETF, they've seen something. And how many months are we from halving? April 4 plus 6. Basically, barely 10 months to halving. So the news came out today. The market's been pumping because of that. But it doesn't mean the market is going to go up. I will show you, I mean, as you can see on the screen, the market has hit a trend line that's been on since the 28th of May. In fact, no, that trend line is actually older than 28th of May. Oh, that trend line is the highest price since the beginning of the year, actually. Yeah, that's the trend line. Yeah. So it's been the highest price in the beginning of the year. It's touched that trend line now. If it doesn't break the trend line, then we're still going to see 24K or probably 23K. Anywhere in my books, I'm looking at anywhere between 24K and 20K. Anywhere between that. That's likely. It's not going to get to 19K. It's going to get to anywhere between 24K and 19K. That's likely the bottom for the year, or well, that's likely the next bottom before we start moving up for the year, for the rest of the year. And two important things that you need to note. Because BlackRock is so powerful and so, you know, formidable as a corporate entity in the United States, they're going to make sure that SEC does what they want. So that ETF is going to be approved. So what's the most people probably know what an ETF is. An ETF is an exchange traded fund. Now, an exchange traded fund is like shares, because it means that it's a security, essentially. It means that once you buy it, I can trade it on an exchange. Now, BlackRock is doing this through Coinbase, by the way. So Coinbase will be their custody. Coinbase will be their custody. What's it called? Went off. Sorry. Coinbase will be their custody partner for the Bitcoin ETF. Once that ETF application gets approved, if it ever gets approved, the market is going to go crazy, mad crazy, like really, really crazy. And by that time, it might be too late. Sorry, what's happening to my screens? Please give me a second. I need to sort out my... Sorry, the call kept coming in and was breaking my what was it called? My Instagram live. Sorry about that. I think it should be fine now. I'm not sure this thing is sharing anymore. New share. Yeah. Okay, it should be fine now. Sorry for the breaking transmission, as they say. It was due to unforeseen circumstances. So as I was saying, because BlackRock is one of the biggest players in the financial sector in the US, everybody's going to take them serious, one. And two, everybody's going to be looking at their direction to see how they're positioning. Now, because they're positioned this way, automatically, you will expect that many of the funds manager will be waiting for when SEC will approve their ETF. Once SEC approves their ETF, you can be too sure that honestly, I can't even begin to imagine what the price of Bitcoin will be, because these guys are heavy hitters. Like, they are big, they are really, really big, and many people are looking at their positioning on the market to make decisions. So if BlackRock starts to trade Bitcoin ETF, automatically sovereign wealth funds will start to trade ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs directly. Like, they will start to get in. And sovereign wealth funds are not, they're not small money. Some of these sovereign wealth funds are like trillions and trillions of dollars. And they are long-term, long-term players. Also, the ramification is huge. Honestly, I don't even want to begin to, I don't want to sugarcoat it, but it's so huge because people like, what's his name? Michael Saylor. People like Michael Saylor will now turn out to be justified because all of a sudden their stock is going to blow through the roof the day that ETF gets approved. So two things that I can say for everybody here. One is that we need to start loading up our bags now. Honestly, we need to start loading up our bags now. If you have very good credit position, you can start taking position. It's not a financial advice, but if I have very good credit position, that's what I would do. I would take up a lot of loans for the next long-term loans for like 5 years, and then load up on Bitcoin and altcoins especially. Because what will happen is, if that ETF gets, by any chance, gets approved, and they usually take like 6 to 9 months, if it by any chance gets approved, man, that's the end. Like, the price just goes parabolic. You probably have an early spike of bull run faster than you ever imagined, honestly. And once that happens and people start seeing the stocks of MicroStrategy go through the roof, automatically people would begin to take position as corporate organizations to say, you know what, we need to be part of this. And that's why this is so important. It's like the biggest news of the year, in my opinion, for Bitcoin, because everybody had written on Bitcoin spots ETF. Everybody has said, you know what, GS is never going to approve. But for BlackRock to take it on, chances of them succeeding is more than 90%. Personally, I don't think they can fail. I don't think they can fail because, like, what you say, they are too big to fail. They are like too big to fail in terms of, the actual power that they command in Washington and on Wall Street. So I think it's a very big, big one. And I think one of the things that people should start doing is setting up portfolio trackers. So there's some paid ones, and there's some free ones. The most common free one is what's it called? CoinMarketCap. Okay, maybe not CoinMarketCap. Maybe CoinGecko is actually better. I think CoinGecko is better. Bam Bam, please, can you send us the tokens that you wanted to talk about? So CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko are the biggest trackers, but I think I have a preference for CoinGecko, and the reason I have a preference for CoinGecko is because I think the app works better when you actually try to when you're trying to set it up and be able to see at a glance. But over and above that, both CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap are good. There are other ones that are paid ones, but those ones are they're free and they're easy to use. All you have to do is sign up. Once you sign up, I don't even know if I have an account here. So let me see. Let me see if I can sign up with this. I can sign up my Google. If I sign up with this, yeah, so when I come to portfolio, I can, add stuff to portfolio. So basically in the portfolio section, just keep adding the coins that you have. So what's it not doing there? Interesting. Oh, interesting. Very funny. I'm not even sure I still know where these ones are. Oh, okay. I must have logged this. I must have logged on through my phone. So I had this portfolio that I just created. It's funny that's showing up here. And basically what it does is, let's use this as an example. What it does is once I've added it to my portfolio and I'm able to add a transaction, like, how much I bought it, what was the quantity and what was the dates. You can also add notes like, if you bought it on an exchange or you bought it somewhere, just something to help you remember. Once you do this, automatically you can see the performance of the coins against, the trend of the market. And you can see if you have gained anything or not. So this one shows that I'm at a net loss of 168 because DDX is down and Jenny is down. So those are, I can't remember when I bought them, to be honest. I don't think I bought Jenny. I'm not bought Jenny, yeah, that's true. So it's just the DDX and Casper. Yeah, it's the DDX and the Casper. In fact, it's the DDX actually. So DDX is a derivative DAO. It's a very small market cap. It's owned by Coinbase, by the way. And that was what attracted me to it. It's owned by Coinbase, and I was just like, okay, I wanted to see what it was like. But it's not been performing strongly in recent time. But anytime it shows or the news comes to the market that Coinbase, okay, it's pumping today, for instance, because Coinbase is the custody partner for BlackRock in their ETF application. So the expectation is that it started in December of 2020 and has not really done much. It's done like from the original price of about 6, it's done 100x previously and then gone back. So it's 97.9% down. So automatically, what that means is anybody that buys now is guaranteed like 30x back to the top. But yeah, I wanted to use this to show, an example of how the portfolio works, because it's able to show you in real time. So if you noted the day you bought it and how much you bought and all that stuff, it's going to be able to show you in real time what has been happening. So this is down by 14%, and that's why it's showing that 14% here. And it's able to show you your 24-hour gain as well. So I think I do have preference for portfolio, and you can break up the portfolios as well. Shit coins, large caps, small caps, you can create multiple portfolio. And then it shows you what's, what the breakdown looks like. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's a decent solution to help you keep track, because as you're stacking your bag, there's every chance that you forget to track when and how much you bought. And it also helps, it gives you some sense of accountability, seeing your total investment and out there, and you're able to have an idea of whether you're profitable or not on that particular set of portfolio. If you have old coins from last bureau, you might pack them on one side and create separate portfolio for them, and create a separate portfolio for this. So you can create multiple portfolios under a single portfolio. That's what I'm saying. So to go into, I'm not going to be long on this coin review. Where is this holding on? So it seems to be freezing. I don't know why. Okay, so I have a number of coins that we provided here. Let's start from RNDT. People internet is getting stuck. I don't know why. I didn't choose videos now. Which one? Which one are these? I can't find it. Oh, okay. The code terminal live chats. So, okay. So these are on-chain coins. Bam bam. I'm sure that it's AY that's giving you some of this. It might not yet be on the markets. So RNDT is not yet on the market. Pepe, it's a meme coin. I think.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, it's RDNT. Made a mistake. It's RDNT, sorry.
Radiant, okay. I know this. I know this. I think I've talked about this before. I've talked about this before. Let me see the total. So this one is, wow, what's dragging my, what's causing the drag? Hold on a second. Let me see if I need to. Let's see if that's better. Okay, that's better. This looks good, but I'll wait till 0.21 to re-enter this one. And the reason being that if you plot, if you plot from here, I was almost going to start plotting. I was almost going to start plotting on that one. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. This is usually a challenge for. It's usually a challenge for trading view. I don't know what the problem is. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, why not has it? Yeah, so this is what I wanted to explain. So I wanted to explain it using, sorry, you could do it either ways. Yeah, you can go anywhere. So it's taking a full retracement and it's going on a downward plunge. Yeah, 0.21 might be a good buy. 0.26 now. I'll wait before I enter this back, because so it was 0.4, almost 50 cents in the last peak that he had, and the peak was just, yeah, so that's just I mean, that's just April this year, so it's a relatively new one. I would say, hold on a second. Yeah, barely 100% from foreign price. Yeah, it's a good one in terms of pure technical. Now, in terms of tokenomics, like I said, I don't think, is it multi-chain? It looks like it's a multi-chain one. Okay, so it has, looks like it has Arbitrum, it's an Arbitrum. So this particular coin's feature is hinged on Arbitrum network. If Arbitrum doesn't succeed, there's no way for it. So price should be by quant. Okay. Quant, let's see. Quant is a, I mean, everybody, I mean, it's a notable project. It has, and the market cap is small. So if you bought it now, you are guaranteed at least 4x. Will it pump significantly in the next bull run? It depends. It's already had the pump of his life. from 2021, actually. January 2021 went from 12 to 400. That's crazy. That's really, really crazy. Yeah, so I mean, it's a heavily capitalized. What's the capitalization? 1.6 billion. It's heavily capitalized. What's the full diluted? Yeah, I don't see big pumps here, to be honest. It's a good project. It's not going to come down. It's probably going to gain back. So from current price, will give you at least 4x in the next bull run. If okay, let me see logarithm. So so if we're going by that, by the peak and trough that we had from last bull run, $1 to 12, anywhere between 4x and 10x for quants. But for quants, you might want to wait for when Bitcoin bottoms out. For across board, if you are entering a big project, wait for when Bitcoin bottoms out so that you start gaining from immediately when you buy it. That's the whole idea.
Sorry,
yes.
Sorry to cut you. What do you think? When is that? When you say the bottom down, what do you mean? When is that?
So two things. So last week I was talking about the technicals of Bitcoin, and I was saying that, let me show that back on the screen. I was saying that I was expecting Bitcoin to come down to 24,000 along this blue line that I have on the screen. And the reason I said that was because the market had peaked out back in April at 31,000. And back in February, March, and April, I was saying then that the market was making a move as if it wanted to go back up, but that there was a problem in this purple line. I showed this weekly chart then, if you remember. And I said there was a problem because there's a lot of market attention at that point in time. You can see that here it got bought up quickly, it got bought up quickly again. Everybody's just calling me today. I don't know what is going on. They're just breaking up they're breaking up my Instagram live. So I was saying that the purple line was a demand and supply line across boards at a very high level. And that because of that, I expected that we'll have some resistance. And that's exactly what happened. The market just bounced. So after 4 days, it just took up and started going down. So now it's done the same thing. It's literally following the trend line from the peak of the price for this year, and it's straightening it down. My thesis is that worst case scenario, if we come back to this line, which is the green line, worst case scenario for this year, I don't think we're going to go below that any longer. I don't think we're going to get there, but let's say we get there, that will be it. 20K and that will be it. I think it will be more like 23K or 22 in this region. So there seems to be some demand in this region as well. When will it happen? To be honest, I can't tell, because I was expecting, for instance, that the Hong Kong, what's it called? The Hong Kong opening up for crypto was going to cause a boom, but it was very short-lived. I don't even think the markets, I think it was already, what's that word? It was already oversold. Was it oversold? Overbought. So the market just used this as an opportunity to sell off. So what I'm saying is, this smaller line, let me change the color to something. So this yellow line, that's quite dull. So I'm short of colors. Or whatever line, this light green. So I think in the first instance, the market is likely to break down here and pick up some demand. If the demand is not strong, then it will come back to close to the bottom of the year. if Bitcoin gets to 20K, just buy, because that means we are either at or very close to the bottom for the year. And what that means is once we get to that bottom, the price just start to climb. So, and I said it last week, I think I said it last week, that Bitcoin is our compass on when we're going to start making moves on the market. You can DCA, if you don't like to see your balance in negative, just wait. Just wait for, let me see what the calculation looks like on time. Where is that stuff? It's on price range. Yeah, probably August, September. Or yeah, August, September. Worst case scenario, we should see, or it might happen faster than that, because the one that took it up was quite rapid, so it might just come down as rapidly as well and dump to 21K. But watch out for the drop in price. Of course, I will of course make the announcement once I think the bottom, like just as I made the announcement here when the price started moving here around January. I'll make the announcement again that, you know, I think the price is about to shoot up. So if you bought here, it might be a good strategy to sell off now and wait for the pullback and re-enter the markets. For the other ones that you mentioned, Arbitrum, Doge AI, I don't know. This one's like meme coins. I don't know what's behind it, so I can't speak to it. And to be honest, I think guys are just all crazy with these meme coins. They just churning them out and churning them out. It's crazy. So I'll talk about Pepe. Pepe is just like Dogecoin. There's nothing, as far as I'm concerned. It even look like it might have been overpumped. So I'm not in Pepe, full disclosure, and I'm not interested. I don't think, I mean, it doesn't mean it will pump. I'm just personal preference. I don't want to put money in something I don't feel good about. Let me use that word. So this is really relatively very new. No, not, oh, it's not even this one. It's not Swift. Interesting. Okay, this is interesting. This one is literally just showing up on CoinGecko's radar, like literally yesterday. Literally yesterday. So there are two of them apparently. There is Swift and there is Swift Cash. Well, Swift C is not showing, it's Swift that is showing. Okay. I don't know about this. There's nothing to say about this one. It's too new, very, very new. Okay, so I don't know about Magic, but it looks like it's already capitalized. It's also on Arbitrum. Okay, I mean, I hope Arbitrum succeeds, because if it doesn't, then all these coins, just like last time, we bought a lot of Solana tokens. They didn't really do well because Solana didn't get to shine as you expected it to shine. This one is interesting. It's done as high as $6. It's now selling for 60 cents. 10x. Easy 10x from here. Easy 10x. But I would wait again. I'll wait. Definitely wait before considering any of these tokens, because there's no point buying them now, and you know the price goes down on you. So it's invariably the price might. I don't think this thing is looking like it wants to go up. Let me check the 1 hour. It's looking exhausted. It is oversold. It is exhausted. And because of this trend line, is that daily trend line, it needs a lot of energy. The market needs a lot of energy to break that trend line. And I think it is exhausted. If I check the wave, it looks exhausted. It is exhausted, yes. So it is done. That wave is done. It's on its way down. Invariably on its way down. Let me check the 6-hour charts. See what it looks like on 6 hours. Yeah. It is what it is. It is done. If we take that, no, I'm not sure if we take that as a measurement. Yeah, we take that actually. No, no. Yeah, I think the market is exhausted. The price is exhausted at that point. Yeah, I'll have to take this. I'll take this to this. Sooner. Based on the 6-hour charts, next downside, next downward leg is 23K. Same thing I was saying the other time. So I think this will go to 23K very easily. Let me check 3D chart as well. So yeah. 23K is confirmed. 23K is confirmed. So I would wait to see how the market behaves at 23K before getting into any position in any of these altcoins. Otherwise, you might suffer some drawdown. Well, best wish, be rest assured, and keep your ears peeled. If you hear any Bitcoin ETF approval in the US, the market is going to go crazy. Very, 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 very crazy. I don't know how to explain. So let me put it this way. There have been many companies that want to play in the Bitcoin space, but they can't play in that space because there are statutory regulations that forbids them to play that way in the United States. So because they can't play that way, they need something like an ETF that will serve like an index for them to play in that. So for instance, if you don't want to buy shares, you can buy ETFs or you can buy indices like S&P 500 or NASDAQ or any other stuff. On the average, the indices do like maybe 6 to 12 or 6 to 8% per year. They always go up because there's always productivity across all the companies. So people generally think it's the safest bet in equities markets. So for you to have a Bitcoin ETF, what it means is that they can trade the ETF based on the price of Bitcoin. In a way, it will give the big players the driver's seat in manipulating the price, or it will drive seriously insane volume into the market. And that's where the price action, once people see that, oh, there's now an ETF, people will take it further step to say, oh, it means this Bitcoin thing was valid all along. So even people that don't want to take bolder steps of buying directly will buy directly. People who could not take the bolder step of buying directly will buy via the ETF. So absolutely, it's a big one for crypto by any means. The Bitcoin maximalists, as we call them, are not like many people that believe only in Bitcoin, but I understand that it is still a huge one. It will drive bigger adoption, definitely. I think that's all I wanted to share for today. If you have any questions, I'll take them quickly before we go. Yeah, I think suffice to say that.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, what I wanted to find out is it possible to, like you said, maybe when the thing gets to 23 or the bottom, maybe you can share it on the group, because it might not be like maybe on a Friday or something. Maybe it can happen like, let's say.
Yeah, usually I will. I will talk about it usually when I think there's an inflection point on the markets. I usually talk about
maybe you just let us know in time.
Yeah. It's not something I like, it's going to happen like, it needs to happen within the hour. No, it's over days and weeks. So usually when you see it, but once you see it, you can't unsee it because it's already in place. That's what, let me put it that way. So for now, I think we're still going down. significantly.
Okay.
But once you start touching around 24, 23K, then it's time to be watchful of what will happen in the markets.
So the best thing you're saying is that we should just get our USDT ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problems. Thank you very much, guys. The videos are usually on our Crypto Pulse Weekly YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel. Well, we're going to come up with some things later. Once I need to find some social media person and hire them. I think we'll have some goodies on the channel from then on. The Instagram one is not working today, obviously. I'm probably just going to share the link on Instagram because it's not working, obviously not working. All right. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. See you again next week, and God bless.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Cheers.
Thank you, Dr. David.